Welcome to Geelong for the afternoon session of day 2 of the 2024 Australian Senior League Championships. We're set to rock and roll between the Eastern Phantoms, the Western Australian champions, and from New South Wales, Cronulla Blue. This is Jacob Hazan at the plate. Brady Manning is about to throw the first pitch. He gets the umpire call on the strike. This is a game in Pool B, where currently there are 3 unbeaten sides. Only 2 can make the semis. The Phantoms are 2-0, the Gold Coast are 2-0, and Cronulla Blue are 1-0. It is a massive match on the road to getting a berth in Thursday's semi-finals, and Manning starts off with a first-up strikeout of Hazan. Batting order for the Cronulla Blue. That was Hazan at shortstop leading off. Lucas Gallardo is coming up as catcher. Emery Schwartz, third base. Batting 3, Kate Herbert, centre field at 4. Riley Jones, the starting pitcher, at 5. Rounding out the lineup, Cameron Conway, right field at 6. Joseph Hutt, the left fielder, at 7. Cameron Cowles, the first baseman, at 8. And Dan Morrison, the second baseman, at 9. Gallardo ahead 2-0 in this count. Cronulla Blue, first game since the crack of dawn yesterday to open the tournament on the other diamond. Beating Canberra 4-1. Conceded the first, which caught everyone's attention, but then scored the next 4. Right now a 3-0 count with no one on and 1 out, and a strike is called. Well, it was called. Just in case you hear a bit of back chatter through the afternoon, up here with producer Dave Muggleton on my left, and we've got scorers from Cronulla and the Phantoms on my right. The action centre, the media centre here at the Geelong Baseball Park. As Gallardo has fouled that off the netting. And just like that, a 3-0 count becomes 3-2. First Cronulla player on base, a walk for Gallardo. It'll be Emery Schwartz coming up, playing third base this afternoon. There's an extra baseball that's found its way onto the field. Left behind from the warm-ups. Now property of Cronulla. The Phantoms defensively, Tyson Edwards is in left field, Thomas Williams centre field, and Zy Gordon is out and right. Put into play, looking for a double play. There's one. Have we got the first double play? We have. Been looking for one of those all tournament. What great defence and team coordination from the Phantoms. Watch this. Picked up by the first baseman. Took out the lead runner. In the process, the pitcher has gone to ensure first base was covered. So I reckon the scorers are going to call that. Actually, I didn't see if it was shortstop or it was shortstop. So 3-6-1. Just like that, Cronulla are away at the top of the first. Phantoms coming up very shortly. Overcast but pleasant conditions here at Geelong. That cloud just taking out the sun, which has a bit of potency, the angle of it coming across the ballpark. So, biggest question of the tournament so far, can anyone cool down the hot bats of the Eastern Phantoms, especially their top three? That is in the hands of pitcher Riley Jones, aka RJ, normally a catcher from the Yarrawarra Tigers. Has had a busy rep season, and the blue team got here courtesy of an extra inning semi-final against the Ryde Hawks, who, whilst the generations move on, Ryde were the defending. Are they defending? I guess they've got a couple more days they can claim that. Senior League champions. And Riley Jones was the catcher every inning of every game in that state championship, because these two teams have earned the right to be here. Ben Nesbitt to be followed by Aita Sumukawa and George Cavalli. And it's going to be an interesting first inning. First round goes to Cronulla with a strikeout. Defensive setup for, actually I'll give you the lineup for the Phantoms first. Nesbitt followed by Sumukawa, Cavalli, Cameron Barr batting 4, Tyson Edwards 5, Thomas Williams 6, Aaron Hugo 7 as the DH, Toby Franklin 8 and Zy Gordon 9. So Brady Manning, the pitcher, gets to focus on the pitcher. Did have to look twice when I saw the first lineup this week that had a DH. This is my first. I feel like I'm graduating from the commentary class. I've done junior and intermediate, and finally get to do a senior league tournament. And yes, DHs you do not see at the younger charter levels. I'm not sure if it's allowed or it just doesn't happen. 2-1 count. That is a swing and a miss. Phantoms so far have put this baseball in every part of this ballpark. In the first 2 games they've played, they've been the primetime team on third game, third one on Baseball Plus, and 2 straight strikeouts. Well, I think Eastern Phantoms have hit for 8 innings. Maybe 9. 9? Okay. 5 yesterday, 4 today. And only once have they gone through and not scored. And that was against Canberra Rangers about a couple of hours ago. George Cavalier, 16-year-old, Morley Eagles. Can't believe he's 16. I feel like I've been broadcasting him forever. He's got a 1-1 count to deal with. Happy to leave that be and get ahead 2-1. Three-one count. And with 3-2, Jones is a strike away from not just striking out the side, but striking them out in order, which qualifies for a kinning. Which he does. Round 1 to the Cronulla Sharks. They have held the Phantoms hitless in the first. 1 inning is in the book. No runs are on the board. Second inning coming right up.
Come on, shorts.
So the first inning belongs to the pitchers, or at least the defenders. Here comes Cade Herbert, showing a bunt. Riley Jones coming up next. On deck, Cameron Conroy to follow. We've had 1 walk so far, erased by a double play. And Manning's up 0-2 in this count. Just a bit outside, count goes to 1-2. If you've just found the Senior League Championships, this is the first game you're watching, welcome. Hope you're enjoying it on Baseball Plus. As Herbert puts up towards Tyson Edwards in left field, who makes the catch. 1 away. So this is a week-long tournament, started yesterday, will finish on Friday. 10 teams from around Australia, 2 rep teams of our territories, Canberra and Northern Territory. The rest are winners or in some cases runners-up from various state tournaments. Makes sense that the Eastern Phantoms are from Western Australia, eastern suburbs of Perth. And if you think that's confusing, if you think you're seeing double when it comes to Cronulla, well, you are, because that was Cronulla put 2 teams into the state championship, as do a lot of the charters. And quite often teams will put in the strong team this year's class and the next year's class. To a certain extent, Cronulla Blue are next year's class. Most are age eligible to come back next year, should they qualify. Riley Jones takes the strike, 1-2. So anyway, out of all of that, New South Wales, Victoria, Western Australia send 2 teams, Adelaide and Queensland, their state champions, and Northern Territory ACT, their rep sides. Together that makes 10 teams as Manning dials up his second strikeout. So 10 teams come to Geelong, split into 2 pools of 5. These 2 are in Pool B. No difference, just you've got to label them somehow. Maybe we could have the Hendricks pool and the Mead pool for our 2 latest Major League players. Anyway, it's Pool B, officially. And these 5 teams over the course of 3 days, yesterday, today and tomorrow, will play 4 pool games against everybody else in their pool, which means one day they double up, and today that is the Phantoms allocation. As the ball makes a 2-1 count with 2 out. This, by the way, Cameron Conroy at the plate. 4 pool games, and from that pool of 5, the top 2 go to semi-finals. Then it's knockout. And if you're free, 3 o'clock Friday local time will be the gold medal match. Then this tournament will be over, but the winner of it is the ability to represent the Australia region at the 2024 Senior League World Series. Karen puts it up. Williams takes a step back and pretty much lands where he started. 3 up, 6 down so far through 1.5. Still waiting for our first run. Back with the bottom of the second after this break. Put into play. Looking for a double. One. We got the first double play. We have. Put into play. Looking for a double play. There's one. Have we got the first double play? We have. And simple. Watch this. Bottom of the second. Welcome back. It's going to be for the Phantoms 4-5-6. Riley Jones threw 14 pitches in the first inning, got 3 strikeouts. That's a kinning in my book. That one a little on the outside. No one to advance. So the defensive setup for Cronulla Blue, because that first inning didn't take long. Joseph Hutt is in left field. Kate Herbert centre field. Cameron Conway is in right. Emery Schwartz third base. Jacob Hazan shortstop. Dean Mawson second. Cameron Cowles first. Lucas Gallardo behind the plate. And Riley Jones. He's throwing nothing but Ks at the moment and getting the Phantoms to swing and miss. Going to have to break down one of these pitches in slow-mo to see what he's doing. 2-2 count on Cameron Barry, 16-year-old from the Morley Eagles. That is, not everybody from the Phantoms is from Morley Eagles, but a fair few of them are, and a fair few are 16. And Barr has managed to do something that the top 3 could not, and that is get 4 balls out of Jones and get on base. First base runner for the Phantoms this afternoon. Cronulla Blue had one that was erased with a double play at the top of the first. I reckon both teams would have penciled in this game as one to bring your best shot. There is one other game underway. It is between the Eastern Athletics of Melbourne and the NT Buffaloes, and at the moment, top of the first, the Athletics lead 3-0. Buffaloes have had their struggles so far, but they've had a night to sleep on it. Let's hope they enjoy their game this afternoon. Tyson Edwards, not from Morley, University of WA, which I think is what, Victoria Park, Belmont as well? No? Just Wembley, that's it. Thank you. The Wembley Magpies now aligned or sponsored or something with the University of Western Australia. Out of the State League, as that makes it a 3-1 count. Tyson Edwards looking for some gaps. Getting the signal. We don't often get to show it. I'm not sure whether I can put in a request to get a look at the signals coming from the third base coach at some point, because they are rather they are plentiful. There you go. I'm not sure. So if he taps his right elbow 5 times, it's have a swing. If he taps his left hip 2 times, don't. Back-to-back walks. All that meant was don't swing. Not that we're giving away signals or codes, folks. Just thought you needed to see that. So this has got interesting. After shutting down the first 3 hitters, the danger trio of the Phantoms, it's the next 3 that are proving problematic. Tom Williams is up now. Willow, who is one that qualifies as a 16-year-old from the Morley Eagles. Most of these players are 16. Tex Priso, who was the starter in the Canberra game, he's 15. And it's an interesting sort of generational clash. It's the Phantoms class that sort of graduate from this year, and the Wanneroo class that graduate next year. Both have had numerous serious trips. That is caught in the deep, and no one will advance. Kate Herbert looking pretty confident there at centre field. Sends a few magpies scattering. No distraction for Herbert. Gets that throw on pretty quick. So still one out. Phantoms on first and second. Aaron Hugo, who, just going to check this. Aaron Hugo is from the Perth Baseball Club, which is, and most cities have this. The Perth Baseball Club is not the Perth Heat, just like the Melbourne Baseball Club is not the Aces, and the Adelaide Baseball Club, thank you. My R's and my W's getting me in trouble again. Okay, hang on, let me just have a quick look. Yep. So I've got one, I've got to pronounce my R's properly, and one I have to pronounce my W's properly. It's an elocution lesson as well as a commentary. And so, on 3 walks this inning, Hugo is off to first, and Toby Franklin comes to the plate with 1 out. No runs on the board, but bases loaded with Phantoms. And Riley Jones, after a just sensational start, needs a settler. You can see part of the facility here. There's some wonderful seating behind home plate. If you like a bit of grass, well, we've got those wonderful grass hills, and they're lovely slope. You sort of lie there and watch the game and have a snooze between innings. Might head that way between this game and the 4th one. We do have a 4th game. Tuesday night baseball. Looking forward to seeing these lights get into gear. We're certainly going to need them. The Eastern Athletics of Melbourne taking on, do I say the other Cronulla? How just asking my Cronulla score, how's it been having the black team? Cronulla. A special comment from Dave Muggles. He's on fire today. Swing and a miss, so the talk did its job. Tobes Franklin playing first base. Has an opportunity to get the Phantoms up early. He's batting 8. Zy Gordon is on deck. Of course, a double play. We've seen one of those executed beautifully by the Phantoms in the inning without a score. Sacrifice is an option. So Cameron Barr is at 3rd. Tyson Edwards is at 2nd. Aaron Hugo is at 1st. Two is the count, 1 out. That's a hard hit, but foul. That'll head towards the batting cages that are downhill from here. 2-2 count, 1 out. Phantoms 90 feet away from the opening run, and this count goes full. And a couple of big pitches coming up right here. And a run's been walked in. Cameron Barr crosses home plate and the Phantoms strike first. And still 1 out, loaded bases. Zy Gordon comes to the plate. Gordo is with the Morley Eagles, played Senior League, Big League 2 and Seniors in B grade. Has been part of the Phantoms charter in 21, 22, 23 and went to the Youth Championships in January in Blacktown. So got to be glad as a parent that there's a 5-month gap between Youth Championships and Charter Nationals. So in between all that is a summer season and the State Charter Championships. Australia, one of 6 regions that participate in the Senior League World Series. I think we're the second to have a champion. Of course, in America, it's quite incredible how late their teams qualify. We're talking a week or 2 before the event. They just sort of run up after each other. There's a strong hit played out towards right as it found the gap. No, because Kate Herbert's made good space, but there's a tag up and a sacrifice fly to Gordon. Tyson Edwards has scored. That's him on screen right now. So, second and third tagged up. Toby Franklin decided to stay at first, as second base was the most vulnerable. So it's Phantoms at the corners right now with 2 out, but 2 runs on the board. And with that, back to the top of the order. Ben Nesbitt struck out, top of the first. Little bouncer, 1 out needed, going to be close at first and run it out. Safe. That was pretty good play all around when you look at it. The type of hit, it was a bouncer. It hits that grass and it starts to slow down a bit. Schwartz was way back. Had to come a fair way forward. Nothing wrong with the throw. But that's just a well-executed play and hard running to get there safe. You could maybe say, yep, that fielding should have been up, but then you sacrifice something else. So, Aita Samakawa is up, struck out in the first. It's now 3-0 because Aaron Hugo threw that play because there wasn't an out recorded. He scored. Toby Franklin is now at second base and Nesbitt is at first. That collected something along the way. There is a reason catchers wear all that stuff. Whether playing or warming up. Full count, 2 out. Travelling time, strike is called. So the Phantoms will keep on running, but back to the dugout. 2 innings are in the books, the Phantoms are on the board. We head for the third with the Phantoms leading Cronulla 3-0. You're looking live at the Geelong Baseball Centre, the main diamond, host of your Baseball Plus streams. We're here all week, folks, through until the gold medal game, 3 p.m. Friday. Make sure you don't miss that. As Hutt didn't miss the ball, but hit it straight to Carvalli, whose throw was there on time. And a rather large contingent of Phantom fans that have crossed the Nullarbor to support their team in appreciation of the pickup, the fact there was a fumble, the eventual pickup, and an absolute strike. I don't think I've seen in my time George Carvalli pitch. Usually based at third base or as catcher. But that is the first out. Cameron Cowles is up next, right back and through Manning. Picked up by Samakawa and 2 away. Just missed. Dean Mawson is the next hitter. 2 up, 2 down so far. Cronulla chasing a 3-0 deficit. Mawson looks to find a gap, coming in hard and make plain in the catch. And needing to replace a big divot is Zy Gordon. He'll nominate that for the Web Gems of the tournament. Gardner to centre field. We'll see why there's a divot right now. Yeah. That's leaving your mark on the game. But that is the third out. Back after the break. bottom of the third inning, the Phantoms with a 3-0 lead, and the Cronulla Blue have run changes all over the place. 4 positional changes, no one on and off the benches yet. Riley Jones, who threw a 14 pitch, 3 strikeout first inning, threw 30 pitches in the second. So the George Cavalier is at the plate, got a 1-1 count. He struck out to finish off the first inning. He's now leading off the third. That is a good, strong hit to left. It's going to rocket into the fence. Emery Schwartz is going to pick it up. 2 hands are up to illustrate the 2-bagger. And the leadoff is in scoring position. The reset field for Cronulla. Left field, Emery Schwartz. Centre field, Cade Herbert. Right field, Cameron Conray. Bases, Lucas Gallardo at third. Jacob Hazan at short. Dean Mawson at second. Joseph Hutt at first. Cameron Cowles comes in as the catcher. Okay. Cameron Barr, who got the scoring going with a walk and a run, and he's been collected en route, and he's off to first base. There is another game happening over on the alternate diamond. And we're into the second inning. The Athletics leading the Buffaloes 6 runs to 0. Tyson Edwards down 0-2 in his count. On the third pitch, heads out to the right. Catch made by Conray, and Cavalier stays at second. 1 away. Hard hit line drive, but right to the right fielder. Cavalier tries to steal third and safe. Here comes your Spacequake Sports replay. Back and forth. Yeah, you can see a leg there before a touch there. Well, pitch, here comes Cavalier. Could be a collision at the plate. Ball is loose. Could be a second run. The Phantoms, they're a sharp bunch, the Eastern Phantoms. You give them an inch, they'll take 90 feet. So Cavalier and Barr have both scored. The throwback, Cavalier, which is all fair and legal. So a 3-run deficit's become 5. It's leading to a conference and a change of pitcher. Score update from the alternate diamond and the Melbourne Athletics, or the Eastern Athletics. lead the Buffaloes 7-0. The Athletics will be here in about 2 hours' time for our nightcap, taking on Cronulla Black, who had a very impressive 15-0 win over the previous undefeated Adelaide Armada. And we'll be aiming. You've got a change of pitcher coming, and it's Cade Rogers as the pitcher. Number 96, Cade Rogers. So the question is Riley Jones in the bench, or has he come back on? In which case, how's the fielding all looking? We'll find out in due course. A reminder for all the news about the Senior League Baseball Championships, all the wrap-ups from a fantastic week in Lismore. Well done to the New South Wales Blue. Any Cronulla girls in that group? Not sure. Okay. Throw hard questions at no notice. But New South Wales Blue, great win. In fact, look, everyone was a winner at that tournament. And and the Brisbane. Okay.
Is he coming in, swapping out? For Jones? So Jones is out? Thank you.
Okay. Not sure what you picked up out of that, but just getting official confirmation that Riley Jones is taking a seat and Cade Rogers. Try and look up a bit of information about the new pitcher for you. Cade Rogers, aka Cado, from Bonnet Bay. Five-0 ball game. Bases are cleared, so there's no issue with inherited runs. One out. Williams down right field, and Conray has his second catch. So 2 out, 2 runs have scored. Aaron Hugo, who walked and scored in the second. So, again, like a lot of other players here, Cade Rogers has an impressive representative resume. Won the Sydney Cup Junior League Cronulla in 2022. Has played, looks at this, in Cooperstown. So that's an experience you'd love to have, playing baseball in America. I'd hijack a commentary booth to call him in there if I could. 2-1 count to out here. Count goes to 3-1. So this is the day that the Phantoms have their backup. That'll be Cronulla Blues' challenge tomorrow, is that there's a walk. Cronulla Blue will start. They'll get a sleep in at least. And then I think their fate will be determined with 2 games against the Gold Coast Cougars at 11:30 on this diamond. Cronulla Blue fans, you'll be able to watch it through Baseball Plus. And then they go to the other diamond straight after at 2:15 to take on the Rangers of Melbourne. Not sure who did the pool, but putting the Canberra Rangers and the Melbourne Rangers in the same pool. Of course, they are limited a little bit. You'll never see a state that has two teams that they put those same two teams in the same pool. So we could get an all Cronulla final. We could get an all WA final. That's going to be foul in the end by a fair bit. Good off the bat. So Hugo is at first. Franklin at the plate, was walked in the second. Just in rocking motion, which he steadies before the pitch. He struck out, which ends the inning, but not before the Phantoms add another 2 runs. They have a 5-run buffer as we head to the 4th. Sun's just popped out, bathing this facility in glorious sunshine. 4th inning of what started as a tight game, but the Phantoms slowly but surely have unleashed the offense, put some runs on the board. And now for Cronulla Blue in the 4th, they've had 1 base runner so far. That was Gallardo. He's next up. He walked, and then it was the double play ensured. Brady Manning. Looks like he's played a baseball game. And Hazan is ahead in the count. 2-0 becomes 2-1. Quick check of the other diamond there at the top of the second. Athletics 9, Buffaloes 0. Three-one count with none out and no one on for Cronulla. That looks like a decent hit that's going to drop. Hazan has a single. He'll stop at first base, and the lead-off is on for Blue. First hit for Cronulla this afternoon. And the throw is loose, and once Hazan, and there's no one on second, they haven't found the ball yet. Hazan is going to head for third. We'll get a replay up for a sec, but As we see the pickoff, here we go. And then it's, where's that ball gone? And not sure if anyone slowed up there, whilst Hazan certainly didn't. So Cronulla a chance at a first run. They're going to get it right here. Got the out, but Gallardo's sacrifice gets the run. Nicely picked up by Nesbitt.
Comes into 7. The ball's out.
There's a new person at first base without that might be an extra move. We'll sort that out in a sec because there's action on the diamond. Gordon puts it up and there's 3 Cronulla players and that's a catch. Oh, I can't wait to see the Spacequake replay. Gallardo, who moved from third to second as part of these changes we were going to tell you, instantly called into action. Realised it's only his. Stuck up the mitt and it stuck. That's a heck of a first out. Nesbitt. He's found his way around to second. So we're calling that a double. I love the instant confirmation for all you folk at home. That is a double. It'll go into the book, into the game changer. 1 out, and Nesbitt, who was having his third plate appearance, as his second hit. And here's Ade Semakawa, who's had 2 strikeouts so far. Hasn't faced this too many times. This time the bunt is fouled. Count goes to 1-1. This is the third of 4 games on Diamond 1 today. We started off with cracking contest, a one-run game between the Rangers and the Gold Coast Cougars. The Rangers of Melbourne. Gold Coast stayed unbeaten, winning by the one run. We had Adelaide beat Wanneroo in the other pool, 9 runs to 8. They might have backed up and lost to Cronulla Black 15-0. We'll see Cronulla Black up in about an hour and a half against the Eastern Athletics. The Athletics currently playing the NT Buffaloes. Start of the third, they had a 12-0 lead after 2 complete. Still 12-0. So McCarver puts that out deep to left. And well taken by Tristan Crimes, who's come in. So my field as I have it at the moment, after some changes, Crimes has come in to left, Kate Herbert in centre field, Conray at right, Emery Schwartz at third, Hazan short, Lucas Gallardo second, Luca Rossi first, Cade Rogers is throwing him down, and Cameron Cowles is catching. So 2 out. Nisbet sits at second. Fortunately, a deep ball, but when it goes to left field, it's a bit more problematic than if it was hit to right. If you're trying to advance to third base. Cowboy will also need a little bit of laundry work before the next game. Has a big swing at that. It won't be a home run. I just want to see where it lands. Yep. Okay. Don't have a car here this week, but if I did, I ain't parking it down there if he's playing. O2 count with 2 out. So Cronulla strike away. Oh, that's a foul. Have to fire another pitch, and Nisbet has to trot back to second because it was. Yeah, well, if you can get the strike, then Cronulla have won the inning. First step back. So we got Nisbet, our second base umpire, a strike zone in there somewhere. Kabang! Where's that going to land? Another foul. So, just to tell you, it's 321 to the left field foul pole. And behind that is a little rise, and then behind that is a pitching tunnel. And I reckon the ball, which has since been collected, cleared all of that. And he's getting closer to the foul pole. Give him a third one there. And I reckon he'll be clearing the bases. So through all of this, Nisbet has stayed at second. You've had 2 flyouts and a double so far. Foul tipped. I think there were 3 home runs hit on the other diamond yesterday. Cronulla Black sounds like they've got some hitters. And that's, I'll tell you what, he got clobbered a couple of times, but Rogers won the battle. And the Sharks will savour that little victory. They produce a clean sheet in the fourth. And the margin remains 4. 5-1 Phantoms heading into the fifth. Back in a moment. So Phantoms have changed the picture, and often a pitching change can lead to a change in the game momentum. We'll see. The Cronulla got a little win there right at the end. Stroking our cavalry, who had connected with a couple long fouls. Highly entertaining. We should have a home run derby as a little extra event here. Because this is a full-size field. 320 to left, 333 to the right foul pole. Longest part of the park is 397. For Cronulla, this is Connery, who was up earlier, but there was the attempted steal of third that resulted in the third out, so he gets an extra look, but it's any earlier intel on the pitcher is evaporated because it's a new pitcher. Dylan Palthorpe has come in, and Brady Manning's day is done on the hill. 4 innings, 1 run conceded is good by just about every standard I know. Two, none out, and none on. Connection, but Ben Nesbitt, it looked casual. I look forward to seeing the replay up a bit closer. I mean, seriously, if Conroy was aiming for Nesbitt, he couldn't have done a better job. Basically, if he took half a step, I doubt it. Line drive to the shortstop. 1 away. Joseph Hutt, he ground out on a 5-3 play first timer. Plays a little small ball. This one goes straight back to Palthorpe. It picks up. I'm always worried when the pitcher on the hill has the ball and needs to throw accurately. Threw that pretty hard, and thankfully for the Phantoms, Franklin took it cleanly. Probably had a little bit more time. But that is a ground out. 2 up, 2 down. Cameron Carrolls, who's been playing first base, ground out to second at his last at bat in the third. This is his second time up. outside of the walk and the double play in the first, it was 9 batters up and 9 gone in the first 3 innings. A couple of singles in the fourth got Cronulla on the board. 3, I think, in the end. Little inside. A check of the other diamond, still in the third there. The Buffaloes batting last as the home team. Eastern Athletics lead 16-0, so chance that once the Buffaloes have batted 4 times, it can end as this inning ends, at least the Cronulla half of it, as Cowles strikes out. So, having got a run back in the fourth, unable to do anything about the deficit in the fifth. See what the Phantoms can do after the break. Bottom of the fifth coming up. Game can end if the team trailing has batted 5 times and trails by 10 runs or more. So a 5-run Phantom inning would end it. Otherwise we go to the 6th, possibly the 7th. Scheduled 7-inning contests. Kate Rogers is back after that strikeout to end the last inning. So this is Cameron Barr, number 18. It's up and it's in the field of play. Rogers has the best position and again had to do a late little stretch, but adjusted well. I must admit, I like the sock work of the Cronulla Blue. Edwards liked that pitch. It's going to land in the glove of Tristan Crimes. 2 pretty quick outs. Cron's making position. Exactly where he planned it. Move to the 6 hole and Thomas Williams. Haven't seen outside of the pitching much in the way of substitutes from the Phantoms, but with 2 games today. And I was about to say no substitutions, but I can see Tex Prisov is about to come and have a hit. He's on deck. So he's going to replace Aaron Hugo as the DH. Prisov was the starting pitcher in the game against the Canberra Rangers earlier today. Hitters count 3-0. Let's see if we have the gentlemanly do not swing at a 3-0 pitch. Oh, don't swing if it's going to be a 4-pitch ball anyway. 4-pitch walk. Yeah. So I think he's the youngest member of this squad. I don't have an age on Aaron Hugo, but Tex I've got is 15. Don't have an age for Zy Gordon or Aaron Hugo. They might be also 15-year-olds. It was a fascinating tournament. The Phantoms winning the Junior League in 2022 in Adelaide. Was supposed to be played at West Beach, which is home of the Adelaide Giants, has a couple of facilities, a couple of diamonds there. The only problem, as has happened a few times with Junior Leagues in Adelaide, the rain arrived and they moved it to Glenelg, and I remember going first morning to our broadcast setup only to find it had been blown apart. In fact, there was no games on day one. The year the Phantoms won their tourney. Came back and played a condensed version, and for myself, I ended up calling from inside the club rooms with just a couple of monitors. Different experience. Nothing would stop the Phantoms, though. They ran rampant pretty much through all their opponents and booked their ticket to Taylor, Michigan. Hoping to do something similar here to Easley, South Carolina. That's going to land fair, and 2 Phantoms are on. So a walk, and then a single to left to Prisov. Okay. Warner's coming in for Franklin. And scramble here to settle this down. So 2 out, 2 on. Find the 5.5 off. Could this be a run? Being waved around. There's Tom Williams. The throw's in, but not in time. And Warner, an RBI. And single given. Second base on the throw. Slowly learn that one. So Prisov stands at third base. Oh my God. Okay. Subs are coming thick and fast. And Rogers' day is done. He'll always have that strikeout. That big third out strikeout of Cavalier to take out of the tournament. So 7, 8, 9 for the Phantoms in their batting order has been swapped over. Okay, Joseph Hutt is your new pitcher. Chance to have a glance behind us at the alternate diamond and see what's happening over there. It is still top of the third, and the Athletics have a 19-0 lead over the NT Buffaloes. Athletics are going to have to finish at some point because they've got a date here at 5 o'clock with Cronulla Black. Will be our final broadcast of a very big day 2, only to be followed by an even bigger day 3 with 4 more games and semi-final spots up for grabs. Thursday, we'll give you the 2 semi-finals, and then the winner of those 2 will meet at 3 o'clock Friday on this very diamond, and thanks to Baseball Plus, we'll give you live the gold medal match for the Australian Championship and the right to represent the Australia region as a charter in South Carolina. All that to come. But right now, it's about for Cronulla, for the blue Cronulla, finding this third out with Adam Taylor. Tails from the Morley Eagles up to hit. So it's a 5-run margin currently. 2 Phantoms in scoring position. And a 3-1 count. And that will land and well grabbed by the centre field, and that will 2 runs will score, but if nothing else held up, Adam Taylor's got an RBI. He will stay at first base. A 2 RBI single as we have a look at this hit. And Kate Herbert, who was back deep, well got on the first volley. You can see Cameron Conray rounding to back up, in the end not needed. So it's now 8-1, the margin is 7. Gets to 10, that would be it. But it's 2 out. So we'll see shortly if we need to go to a 6th or even a 7th. And I reckon a 6th is on the books, although this is going to, it's going to be caught. Great work taken by Tristan Crone. Second good grab he's taken. I reckon it might be the shades he's got under that cap. Absolutely glowing under there. That is the end of the 5th. The Phantoms have scored 3. They've got 8. Cronulla have got 1. They'll come up at the top of the 6th to do something about this deficit. Sixth inning underway. Tristan Grimes is leading off, subbing in for Dean Mawson. And he's found some space in right field. And the leadoff hitter is on. Back to the top of the order. Third at bat for Hazan, who struck out and singled to centre. So for Cronulla Blue, as mentioned before, they've got a big day tomorrow. That's their double-up day. Gold Coast at 11:30, and then the Rangers at that's the Melbourne Rangers at 2:15. They beat the Canberra Rangers 4-1 yesterday. Some work to do here. So we probably need this point if this margin holds. We need to win both tomorrow. Get that 3-1 record. Good safe hit to centre field. That's the second he's hit to centre. Two Cronulla Blues are on and no one is out in this sixth. Lucas Gallardo. Hard hit ball, but straight to Nesbitt, looking for the double play, and they're about to claim that right now. Let's have a look at this one. So firstly, I better get back to second base. That's one tag, and so second base realising, oops, I've got to get back to first. And in the end, was a fielder's choice because we do have Gallardo at first base. But that's 2 out. Emery Schwartz walked and had a sacrifice hit to shortstop in the fourth when Cronulla got their run. Phantoms 4 outs away, maybe less, from going 3-0 in this tournament. They will finish tomorrow with a crack of dawn start against the undefeated Gold Coast Cougars, which could well be a match. Well, Cougars play 2 games tomorrow. They get Cronulla Blue that Phantoms Gold Coast game is the only Phantoms game we're not showing you on this diamond. be some very interesting connotations tomorrow. There always is. You're trying to find the top 5 in a pool, top 2 in a pool of 5. Right now, 1-0 count with 2 out. Lado at first for Cronulla Blue. Oh, he's at second now. Someone's at first. That must be Schwartz. Which means Cade Herbert is at the plate. 1-1 count. Throw right there, and everybody's safe. So 2 Cronulla players. Remember, we had a double play in this inning. 2 Cronulla players in scoring position, but a 1-2 count, a strike here. And it'll be a clean sheet heading to the bottom of the 6th. There's a pitch clock. Oh, you need one. The only problem I've got with the pitch clock in Major League Baseball is the day games they play here early morning in Australia are over by the time now you wake up and you want to hear the end of it. 1-2 count. 2 out. Go out again. Strike, and that's the strikeout to end the 6th for Cronulla. The Phantoms will come up at the bottom of the 6th, needing 3 runs to end it here, or else it'll go to the top of the 7th. And will that pan out? We'll find out after the break. Bottom of the 6th. This is Cooper Murphy. He's come in for Sumikawa. So, bar a miraculous Cronulla comeback, this game's going to go one of 2 ways. Either the Phantoms will score 3 runs here, get to 11, and that'll be game over, or they won't. And we'll go to the top of the 7th, and Cronulla will have 3 outs to try and erase the deficit, which currently stands at 7. Do have an update from the other diamond, where it is the Melbourne Athletics and the NT Buffaloes. The Athletics have batted 3 times. They've got 23 runs. It's at the bottom of the third, 23-0. At that margin, Athletics and Buffalo need to bat 4 times. So we'll see which one we get through first. Cooper Murphy with the walk. George Calverley comes to the plate. 2 strikeouts and a double, and a couple of long fouls. Which is the one sail past head high. It's put up. And I didn't see where that landed, so I assume it was a fair way away. 1-1 is your count. Starting to head into twilight time here as we've hit 4 o'clock local time. This game been going for about 1 hour 45. And Hutt gets ahead of the count, 1 and 2. So the Phantoms, the only team in Pool B to have their double update today. Canberra had it yesterday, which means this pool very much up for grabs tomorrow with the Rangers, Cronulla Blue and the Gold Coast all having the last 2 of their 4 preliminary games. Murphy advances to second. Pool A has Cronulla Black, the Athletics and the Armada doubling up today. The Armada's done that. There's foul over the fence, and maybe I should just put someone out there for those, because there's been a few. How much are baseballs each these days? $15 a baseball. Yeah. That one has managed to scoot through everybody. This will bring the first run of the 6th. Cooper Murphy makes sure he touches the home plate. And it's 9-1, the margin out to 8. So potential walk-off hitter in the shape of Cameron Barr comes to the plate. He gets on, he gets around. We're done. He's going with a long shot. I don't think he's going to get on base, though, because Cameron Conray has made the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. First out for the Phantoms. Needing 2 more runs. Have Calverley at first. 2 outs to play with. Edwards a walk, a line drive, and a fly to left. Straight back, at Hart's up for the task. Looks for the out that was there. It wasn't one at second. There was one at first, and that's 2 away. And Cronulla, look, all the likelihood they're going to send this to the 7th. Snow coned, wobbled, but had enough time to get the out. Rossi there at first base to make the grab. Tom Williams. Willow at the plate. Gallery is second base. That looks like it's going to drop for a hit. It does into left. Calverley is going to score, and now the potential walk-off run is on first base. This should be Texas. You can see that one dropping nicely into the gap. You can tell those ones pretty well from here. It's the ones to right field that strain the neck here up in the media centre. So Tom Williams at first. Piece of behind 0-1. It's going foul. Is it catchable? It's close. It is. And with that, well done to Jones, who's made his way on without us noticing. Riley Jones at first base. Maybe it has been noticed and I just missed it. But no doubt about the catch. And we're going to take this one to the 7th. Cronulla coming up. Trailing 10 runs to 1. So here comes the 7th. Riley Jones to lead off. I have no idea what position in the batting order he is. Thank you. Which is where he started. Okay. Some synergy in there somewhere. which makes sense because Rogers replaced him and Rogers is back on the bench. Hutt was already a starter at 7. I don't know. 0-2 count with none out. Phantoms need 3 outs. Cronulla need 9+ runs to keep this going. For Blue, they'll be back to play the undefeated Gold Coast Cougars. If this lead holds, it'll be 1-1. And then they finish with the Melbourne Rangers. So Cronulla's best hope at the moment, should they not do anything about this deficit, is win both tomorrow. That would make them 3-1. Hope the Phantoms beat the Gold Coast as well. And then they'll be there as the number 2 seed. Should they beat the Gold Coast and the Gold Coast beat the Phantoms, then we've got a 3-way tie for first, and we'll check with the tournament director. Cam Conray. It's Ray, not Way. Working on that all night now. Ground ball. Carver, it's just a flick. Dave Herbert does the crane manoeuvre. Remember Karate Kid? At least with the leg. Let's have a look. Did I get that right? Yeah, there you go. Daniel San at first base. 2 away. Of course, for these kids, it won't be Karate Kid, it's all Cobra Kai. And in this game, it is the Phantoms that have struck first, struck hard, and not shown a lot of mercy along the way. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Bases are cleared. It's a long way home for Cronulla here. 1 pitch warning in effect. All the 2s on the Geelong Baseball Centre scoreboard, and we'll see the lights on shortly for our 5 o'clock game. Full count with 2 out. If you're looking to keep track of everything, you can watch the other Diamond game, which is still going. They've made it to the 4th, still the top of the 4th, so a couple of outs the Buffaloes have to get to their bottom of the 4th, but it's 23-0 Eastern Athletics. Fouled away. So these 2 teams, their next games are both against the Gold Coast. The Phantoms on the other Diamond at 8:45 and Cronulla Blue right here on Baseball Plus at 11:30, those times local. Let's put it up to centre field. This should be all she wrote. And it is. Thomas Williams with a catch. And after a scoreless first, 3 in the second, 2 in the third, 3 in the 5th, and 2 in the 6th was enough. They need to bat the 7th. It's a 10-1 victory to the Phantoms, who go 3-0. Have not yet qualified. They will finish tomorrow with the Gold Coast. Win that, Not only will they qualify, they will be the top seed from their pool. Cronulla Blue, they get a crack at the Gold Coast, and the Rangers win those two. They'll at least force a tiebreaker for second spot. We've got another game coming up in 45 minutes. On behalf of Lucas and Murray on the cameras, David Nuggleton deep in concentration, pushing all the buttons. The maestro of Space Quake Sports. Thanks for watching this one. We'll be back with the finale, the nightcap, in about 45 minutes. Congratulations to the Phantoms, winners 10 runs to 1.